Hi everyone! So today we're going to continue on our, I was going to say most hated series.
It's specifically not that.
It's not bad, overrated.
Overrated, overhyped, over-recommended. So these are sort of rides that people say you have to do. Like, you went to Magic Kingdom and you didn't do... Blank. You're crazy. What were you doing all day? Why didn't you do it? Like, rides that kind of prompt that kind of reaction from a lot of people that we don't think are actually worth taking the time out of your day to do.
We're going to tell you why as well. We're not just going to list them off. So
That'd be a really quick video.
Done.
Done.
Don't do it.
See you next week.
See. Bye. Okay, so number one is no, I was going to nicely word it. It's Jungle Cruise. I hate the Jungle Cruise.
Brace yourself for the hate.
It's right. It's rubbish. And you know what? I appreciate that people are like, yeah, but if you get a good skipper, I don't want to base my 40-minute wait on maybe getting a good skipper. I want to have a consistently good ride every time I go on it. And I tell you what, without a skipper that's good, it is like pulling teeth. It is, the jokes are the same. They're delivered badly. It's like watching someone fail in slow motion. It's just like, ugh, I hate it.
We started this video saying that they weren't bad rides and that we didn't hate them and they were just overhyped.
Oh no, they are overhyped. People like them and they're overhyped, but I hate them. That's where we're going.
I can see why people would like the Jungle Cruise, kind of. Like,
if you get a good skipper.
That genre of comedy, like the very sort of cheesy.
Yeah, slapstick.
And for a lot of people, it's very nostalgic, and it is something that they're like, I remember doing this growing up, and I loved it then. Like, I can see why people don't like it now, but I still like it because it's got a place in my heart. It's like, yeah, but I just don't have that because we never did it growing up, and now I've done it, and I'm like,
I did it growing up.
It's one of those ones. I feel like part of this list is us admitting to not liking rides that are so beloved that you have to use the word, I admit that I don't like this. Like, that's how much of a Disney reputation the Jungle Cruise has, pretty much, is that I already know that people are going to give us some flack for not liking this. That's because it's just such one of these key rides that people do talk about for years and years and years. Like, it's lasted a very long time and it's become very core Disney experience.
Classic.
It's a cult classic to a lot of people, and that's why we don't think that it's that good, because it just can't live up to the way that people talk about that ride. Like, that for us is the crux of it, is it just can't live up to
the memories that people have of it and the enjoyment that people get out of it. So when someone goes, I love that ride, it's so nostalgic, it's amazing, it's one of the first ones that Walt did, you'll love it, and I don't, and it's just, I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't hype it up to anyone. I'd say if you got time, do it. You can get a fast pass, do it.
Yeah.
But if you miss it, I wouldn't necessarily say that that's the worst thing in the world. So sticking with the beloved classics and tearing them apart. The next one is...
It's Peter Pan in Magic Kingdom. It's Peter Pan's Magical Flight or something like that, isn't it? Peter Pan's Flight. Okay. They've redone the queue for this, and this is probably what's pushed this ride onto our radar for this list. Because when we were planning to go, people were saying, oh my god, even if you've done the ride before and you didn't like it, go check out the queue, it's amazing. It's alright, it's better than a regular queue. I will give it that. It's more interesting than a regular queue. But
then you have to go on the ride.
But it doesn't live up to that promise that if you didn't like this ride, go, because the queue makes everything amazing. Like, that was literally genuinely what we were reading before we went, because we were like, maybe we go do that ride. Like, that was going to be one of the ones that we knew would have a queue, so we'd skip. So maybe we actually go do that and check out what this new queue's about. No.
And it always has such a long queue. I know it's a slow, loading ride, but so is Winnie the Pooh, and everyone knows that's bad. So,
Oof.
When have you seen the Winnie the Pooh queue be more than
I know.
Flights of Peter Pan? Peter Pan's Flight. And also this, bearing in mind, I'm now 26. I don't think this ride was updated since I've been alive.
It definitely has.
The ride?
I think it has. I'm going to take away that definitely really quickly. I'm pretty sure it has.
The queue has.
The queue definitely has. Again, it's not... I'm not going to go there and say it's a bad ride. Like, I get it. I get who it's for. I get why people like it. It just doesn't deserve the hype and reputation that people talk about it with. Like, in our opinion, it doesn't live up to that. It doesn't live up to the... This is my favourite ride. You know, for again, similar to the Jungle Cruise, this is some people's I must do this ride. They'll get there in the morning and they'll rope drop it. Like, they'll just go straight there and that's fine. Enjoy your ride. That's great. But it doesn't deserve that hype.
Okay, the next one on our list is just because everyone... Do you know what? I don't... Like, this is a really weird one. Everybody does it, but it's not good.
Tomorrowland Speedway, with the cars and the tracks and the petrol fumes.
So many petrol fumes.
Ooh, so many.
And it's just like, we discovered, so when we were on it last, Ash said to me, drive straight. You can't. You just can't. It won't let you. It just is. And you thought it was just bad, and then you had to go, and you're like, no, it's bad.
Pretty naff. Like, I understand the cars being on rails because you can't just let guests drive around. It would turn into... They do it in
Legoland.
Yeah, it would turn into bumper cars pretty quick, and that's not great. But it's again, it's one of those ones that I totally get the appeal of it. Like, kids want to go, they want to drive a car. Like, that's awesome to them. That's totally good. Stop recommending to adults. It's not great. It's a waste of 45 minutes in the queue if you're lucky. And then you're sitting there and the cars are too small and they're not
fun.
They're not fast or smooth or enjoyable.
And if you get stuck behind someone who's going slowly, you're stuck. Like, you're stuck.
That's it, yeah. The cars are inconsistent in their speed. Some cars are a lot faster, some are a lot slower. And you will just end up stuck behind someone with nothing to do the whole time. Like, that's legitimately a thing that can happen to you on this ride. Like, the consistency of it is not great. And I don't think it deserves the queue that I always see it having.
The next one is Toy Story Midway Mania.
It's a Wii game. I can play Wii games at home. Like, that's not... It's not great. And I don't understand why it had to have a whole second track and why this is the... If you didn't get there in queue or get your fast pass for this, you're not doing it right. I don't understand how it became that. It's less fun than an arcade. But I wouldn't expect a ride that's all right after a 90, 120 minute queue. Like, that's where we're coming from on this one. If you went into this blind with, you know, you saw the wait time, you saw the queue size, you saw how quickly the fast passes went online, and you get to the front of the queue and you're like, yes, I'm finally riding this ride, you'd expect something a bit better than what you end up doing, I think. That's how I kind of feel about it for that one.
Yeah, I mean, again, these were recommended to us, and we like roller coasters. So if someone said, do you want to do Toy Story Midway Mania, or do you want to do Tower of Terror or Rock and Roller Coaster? I'd be like, get me on the Tower of Terror or Rock and Roller Coaster. Which are they even that hyped?
I see more hype for Midway Mania than I do for Rock and Roller Coaster with Aerosmith. I see more people saying Rock and Roller Coaster with Aerosmith is terrible. You should have done Midway Mania as your fast pass pick. And I don't understand why that is. I mean, I get people like different stuff. Midway Mania doesn't deserve its hype.
Yep. And I'm always a beaver. Okay, the final one on our list is... Okay, right. Let me break it down. This is why it's overhyped, and this is why I don't like it. And it's soaring, and it's going to be whatever soaring around the world's like. Because you know what? It doesn't matter what that projection is like now, because that's not the issue. The projections were bad, but that's not my main gripe with it. It's just how much I can't suspend my disbelief for this ride. Like, unless you're on the top and you have no one's feet above your head, then even that, you're a little bit high in the screen. You can see the curvature of the screen. Like, take a ride that isn't even that great, I would say. The Simpsons ride in Universal. So you're in a car, and it's the same sort of thing. You have a big screen, except you move a bit more. You've got the sensors, smell and stuff in that. But they close you off, so you can't see the other cars that are next to you, above and below you. You most of the time can't see the edge of the screen. You're in that. You're immersed. You can definitely see it if you're looking for it. Like, you can lean up and you can see the other cars, and you can take a peek down the side and you can have a look where the projection's coming from.
But by default, if you're just sat looking straight ahead and you're of about average height, if you're really tall, obviously it's going to be different, but you're not going to see anything that really spoils the ride for you. Whereas Soarin', where they've got the rake on not high enough, like the people above you, their feet are in front of your face. Where you're off at the sides, sometimes your angle will be, oh, I can see like a shadowy mesh bar across that. And one of the things that always really is hyped about Soarin' is like, it feels amazing, it feels so cool, like it looks just like you're hang gliding, and it doesn't. There's some big issues with it.
But even if you're on the top, because the last time we were on the front row, and I was like, yes. Now I had the corner, front, very end, and when we went up, I had the edge of the screen, so I didn't even get, like, even though we were at the front row, I then had something else obstructing my view, and I was like, brilliant. I can just see the side and the wall. Like, it's not. I said, it's not. You're not. You could do it. It's not impossible. You could, as you said, angle it like you do in the cinema. You could have the top bit come over slightly. You can have a side bit in. Like, it's not impossible, but I just think that completely ruins Soarin' for me. Especially because people tend to swing their feet, and movement is so distracting. Especially when you've got a white screen and you've got black, like obviously with the
out
shadows.
The corner of your eye. It's
the black feet of just people swinging their feet. I'm like, well, that's all I'm looking at now, and this isn't. I know there's another row of people in front of me and above me.
It's just one of those rides. I expected a lot more from it, and I always have. And I mean, I hope that the new projection looks great, and that it, maybe it will be sharp and clear enough that you don't notice this stuff. But I don't know how likely that is, and I think that Soarin' has some issues that stop it from being as good an attraction as a lot of people pitch it to be.
Obviously, there are attractions that we genuinely like. I know I said I didn't like any of these, but like they're tolerable. There are some attractions I really don't like, but that isn't what we were going for in this list. We were going for stuff that people generally, as I said, hype up a lot and aren't very good.
They just don't live up to their own reputation.
They're still alright.
But yeah, some of them, they are still alright. But yeah, they just don't live up to what is promised by people and by Disney sort of themselves sometimes with the, yeah, come do this amazing ride that we've got in Epcot. It's Soarin', it's amazing. It's like, yeah. So, hopefully we haven't been too negative and put you all off. But thank you for watching. And maybe we'll do some more of these. We'll see how they go.
I really like them because it just gives me a chance to just rant. And I love rant. Everyone knows I love it. If you watch my cast member series, you know I love ranting about stuff and going off on tangents, which I've done twice already in this thing. So, yeah. But I do like rides and I do love Disney. Let's not throw that out there. Just some I like a lot more than these ones.
Yeah, no. Don't let anyone think that we don't both love Disney a lot. Like, we sound really negative here, but we love Disney a lot, despite all of this.
But this is good because, as I said before, like, we're not going to take your fast passes for these. So if you're like, well, that's not fair, I love Peter Pan, great. If there's a two of you, perfect. If we go at the same time, you don't have to worry about us taking your fast passes because they're all yours. So I think we're going to end it there.
Yeah, before we annoy literally every single...
We're giving you a gift of a shorter wait time, minus 2 people. So we will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye.